Thank you so much. I won't be too long, but I really wanted to share with you some important things about music. I am a classical singer, and I'm also the founder of Donne, Women in Music, which is a foundation dedicated to achieving gender equality in the music industry. Very easy job. Thank you, first of all, Baroness Verma, Rupa, Lalita, and all of you here who are making time to listen and to be part of this conversation. I'll tell a story that a few years ago, it has a point, I promise you. I was in New York, and I walked into Macy's makeup corridor, and I was whisked away by one of the stewards, and he said, come and tell me what's your beauty routine. And I panicked, and then before I said anything, he said to me, darling, whatever you're doing is not working. A few months later, I was walking in South Bank under the bridge, and I found in a second-hand book market a book, an encyclopedia actually, 2 big volumes. It was called the International Encyclopedia of Women Composers, a publication done by Aaron Cohen in the 80s, which listed 6,000 women composers in the history of music. I was shocked, and I realized how ignorant I was. And I grew up in the south of Brazil, dreaming of becoming an opera singer, and with my mother telling me stories of men who made it. I followed her advice, and I did it. But at that point, I felt, why wouldn't my mother know these stories? So I started a passion project and in 2018, and I called it Donne, in homage to my ancestors, Italians. Donne means women in Italian. Donne, Women in Music. In a couple of months, women from all over the world start writing to me to say thank you. Thank you for creating this platform for us, and I am a woman composer. Could you add me to your list? For the past 6 years, I have discovered a lot more about inequality in music, and my passion project turned into a charitable foundation which is trying to change the music world. Through my work for the foundation, I have helped to publish a lot of data, which is so important because people think they know what's happening. And the last research, the results show that in 2024, 92.5% of the works played by over 100 orchestras around the world were composed by men. Almost 90% by white men. Less than 1% was written by Black women. In the same year, 90% of the composers of the top 200 grossing films in the world were men. And in 2023, only 11% of the performers of the top UK festivals were women. On the other hand, the music industry is growing so much. Just in 2023, it was shown that the total trade revenues reached 28.6 billion. It's the 9th year of growth. However, women are systematically underrepresented in all positions in the industry. Composers, performers, producers, sound engineers, music technology, electronic music. Does that mean we don't have enough talent? Of course not. Whatever we're doing is still not working, right? I just want to list to you some of the achievements of the Donne Foundation so far. We are the biggest database of women composers in the world. We provide free multimedia resources available to organizations, musicians, students, performers, and the general public. We are curators for Apple Music, the only ones that their classical music page that are dedicated to equality. We have a partnership with the Royal Albert Hall. We are listed by the Oscars as a trusted resource for film producers and makers. We have sponsored the recordings of 85 works by women, funded 10 new commissions and premieres. added 30 new women to the regular playlist of Scala Radio, and in February 2024 we broke the Guinness World Record by organizing a live streaming of acoustic music by women composers only for 26 hours. But I have a confession to make, because as big as this foundation is, as impactful as it is, it remains unfunded. It relies on myself working pro bono for the past 6 years, parallel to my career as a singer. I joke that I'm fueled by passion and anger. It depends on the day. Today is passion, definitely. But here's why I call that confession. It's because I don't want you to know. I want everybody to know this is a big organization. I want to believe that. But in truth, as you can see, many times I'm crumbling and I wonder how many other people here, how many other women here in the Commonwealth, in the world, feel the same, feel alone, feel invisible, feel like they're just one person trying to make a difference. I have sat down with many of the big names in the music industry. I wrote to them. I'm Brazilian, I have no shame. And no matter what I tell them, no matter how many numbers I show them, it doesn't seem to reflect into financial support or into, hey, let's make the music industry fairer. And when I mention I want to do big things, they always tell me, why are you trying to do something so big? I know why. Because we need to feed 50% of the population into this industry. That's why. Why shouldn't we dream big? Sorry. Okay. We talk about the importance of mentoring, and I know this is important, and I value this for the future generations. But I know that for women in music now, what they need is opportunity. And I really want for this foundation to turn a page now, and for the next phase to focus on creating opportunity for women in music, composers, performers, all sectors. And I believe also that opportunity shouldn't be limited to location. So now I would like to take this opportunity to reach out to all of you, to Rupa, to all the chapters of the World Woman Foundation, and to perhaps invite to enable a collaboration between the Donne foundations, so we can also establish a way to connect with all the women in music in each country. And I also invite every man and every woman here as well, who have the financial power or the connections to help us to make this happen. Music has the power to unite communities and inspire change. And I do believe that if we want to achieve equality in music, actually we don't really need it, because we are already equal in talent, equal in power of inspiration. What we need is to achieve equal opportunities for all. I would like to finish, if I have time, with a quote by Professor and philosopher Timothy Morton, who says, "Don't bother preaching to convince people to change. Instead, amaze them to change." And I will leave you with a short song, if I can. Woo! And I've been told not to sing too loud. This is called Winds of Iona, and is by British composer Anna Appleby. Stand here. There's a shoreline named Beauty. There's a shoreline named Peace. But sure as a stone, her sons are not these. But I would that this gale was my sweet Scottish breeze. Winds of Iona blow over the seas. Winds of Iona carry her home, carry her over the mists and the seas. Winds of Iona carry her over
from Scotland to me. My love is an island, in England am I will land in Iona soon after I die. I own her not, but she possesses me. I of Scotland, in God's name you lie. Winds of Iona, carry her home, carry her over the mists and the seas. Winds of Iona, carry her